Martin, I'd like you to meet Stuart.
Hello, Stuart.
Sure.
Nice to meet you.
I'm wondering how I can boost my credit score. I'm registered disabled.
Stuart says his low credit score means he can only have a basic bank account with no overdraft facility.
What's the purpose? What do you want your credit score to be boosted for?
I go abroad quite a lot.
Stuart's looking for a specialist overseas credit card.
Not to borrow on, but because done right, it's the cheapest way to spend abroad. He just wants to be able to do what other people can do.
I tried to get one and they basically laughed me out at the branch.
Aqua Reward?
I did the eligibility test and it gave me 10% chance of getting an Aqua one and 0% of everything else. So
You didn't apply for Aqua?
No.
So that's actually really interesting, because it wasn't where I was thinking of going, but actually there's an interesting conversation to be had on that.
Stuart thought only a 10% chance effectively meant rejection, and rejection would make his credit score even worse.
But actually, he's missing out on quite a big opportunity, because the Aqua card is a credit rebuild card.
So first of all, do you have any credit cards?
No.
One of the best ways to boost your credit score is to get a credit card, perversely.
Yeah.
So how do you get a credit card? You get a poor credit card, and then you use it and you pay off in full at the end of the month. Now, what's interesting for me is I tend to think of your credit worthiness as a bit like a bank account, in that you have a certain amount in and you have to decide what you're going to spend it on. Now, one application on your file in your position is neither going to be hither nor thither. If the only thing you want credit for is so you can spend more cheaply abroad, you've got a 10% chance. Apply for Aqua.
Okay.
I'm not saying you'll get Aqua, but we know you won't definitely be rejected. Then once you've got Aqua, because it's Aqua Reward that you're looking at, that also gives you 0.5% cash back here.
Right.
And then what I would do is I'd be spending 50 to 100 quid a month. I'm not telling you to spend more. You're a savvy man, I can tell.
No, I've never been in debt.
Fine. So you're going to spend 50 to 100 quid a month on it, paid off in full, do your normal shopping that you would do on it. That will rehabilitate your credit score in its own right, and then you can use it for going abroad. So I would certainly take a hit of trying to apply for Aqua. But what's the point of having a credit score if you're not going to use it? So let's apply and see.
Okay.
So work out what you want to spend your credit score on. If, say, you're about to get a cheap mortgage, you'd want to do that before anything else.
Let's cross our fingers. Oh, I hope this works for you, but there's not much to lose if it says no. That's my biggest point, I think.
Yep.
Please wait while we make our decision. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Oh, I'm so... See, 10% doesn't mean you won't. It means 1 in 10 people in your position will. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the 1 in 10. Round of applause. So, cheap spending abroad, and cash back here, and that'll help rebuild your credit score.
Perfect.
I'll give you a hug, I think. I think that's brilliant. I'm really excited. We've done that. I don't need to do any more. Go over there and sort it out.
Thank you.
Oh, that's really exciting. I know this is a bit pathetic, but I'm actually quite emotional about someone just getting a credit card. It's weird, isn't it? But that is opening a door to a much greater financial freedom going forward. That's great news.
I love how you got emotional over a credit card.
This, for me, isn't about debt. This is about him rejoining the financial citizenry, if you like, being able to do what other people can do, and that's important. Other tips for boosting your credit file: never miss or be late making payments. Evidence of stability is good, so use a landline number, not a mobile phone number, on applications. Consistency counts too, so if you're making a couple of applications, put the same number down and the same job title. Don't vary, or you could be knocked out for fraud scoring. Never get payday loans. They kill future applications, and withdrawing cash on credit cards isn't good either.
Right, quickfire Q&A.
Okay.
Lenny says, I want to switch bank accounts, but I'm worried it might impact me getting a mortgage later in the year.
Later in the year, you're probably fine. If it were within 3 months, I wouldn't do it, but later in the year and 1 application is probably OK.
OK, John says, does opting out of the electoral roll open register affect your score?
Not at all. It just means you won't get any marketing. Doesn't affect your credit score.
Now, Pete applied for a 6-month 0% poor credit balance transfer, which only has a £250 limit. What use is that to him, and should he get rid of it?
Well, the application's already on your file, so use it to cut a bit of cost and then apply elsewhere using an eligibility calculator to see who's most likely to accept you.
Caroline says, Martin, thank you. I've sorted my file, and after 2 years of high interest loans, I've cut my interest from £160 a month to £40.
Oh, lovely. That shows you how important managing your credit score is. That's